Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Drawing with Charlotte. I am your host, Charlotte, and today I want to show you my character design sketchbook. I have been working on creating an original storyline and characters, and all my work so far is contained in these pages. I'm not going to tell you too much about the developing story just yet, but I thought it would be fun to show you guys the sketchbook. This is my very first sketchbook tour, mostly because I rip a lot of pages out of most of my sketchbooks. But this one has more pages because it's more of a true, messy sketchbook. Now I'm sure you're tired of my blabbering. Let's get started. However, here is a warning. The following is unscripted. Anything could happen. Proceed with caution. So, before I begin this sketchbook tour, I need to give credit where credit is due. I got this sketchbook at a con from an artist named Bird. She also did this really cute doodle of a gecko for me. She's an incredible artist, and I'll link her website below. This sketchbook is really nice, but it's not available on Tubi's store. I've looked. While the design and customizations itself are done by TUI, the sketchbook is physically made by a company called Monsieur Notebook. So I'll link that below and you can figure it out. Please tell me if you do. Please. I also spent the first half of this book trying to figure out anatomy and facial structure, and I learned a lot of this from a Skillshare class, not sponsored, called Design a Female Character, Sketching Portraits with Pencils by Gabrielle Bricky. Now that I'm done plugging people, let's get started. I'll try to keep this tour short. So this is the very first page of this sketchbook. I had literally no idea what I was going to do in the sketchbook, so I decided on the first page I'd just do some fancy text and just title the book, Charlotte's Character Design Book. Then this is when I started the Skillshare class I was talking about. I started to learn how to draw eyes down here, and up here I started to learn how to do proportions properly. So for this one, I found some really cool images online, an image of eyes from different countries, and I thought it would be really cool to try and draw the eyes, some of the eyes that were on there. So this is what I did. Now, this is the noses. This was one of the biggest struggles I had when I was developing my style. Basically, I started out trying to draw noses like Gabrielle did in her Skillshare class. And then the noses looked good, but I felt like I couldn't draw them like she could, and they just didn't look good with the rest of my style. I even tried them with some weird little doodle eyes, and the style looks pretty cool, but it's not very cohesive, and I decided I needed to look up some references. So now I'm going to have to do a bunch of links below. So I used to use, and I still kind of use, this website called Human A. It's a Tumblr where basically there's just pictures of people in like the Pantone paint things, and it's just people from all different countries, all different races, ages, sexes. It's very interesting, and they're great references. So I printed off a couple of these to use as references for noses. Continuing with the reference page, this is when I started to use both pages on each side. So up here, I just had some more Human A which I will link in the description. Here I had a picture of some of Gabrielle Ricky's art. And up here is, I really don't know how to pronounce this name, but it's like Zin, I don't know how to pronounce it, but she makes really cool Hamilton animatics, and I love Hamilton so much, my dude. So much. So, I love her animatics, and I love her art, so I got some of her references for noses. And down here is Adam's sketches from Doodle Day. I'll link Doodle Day in the description. I love that channel, man. It's my favorite channel. One of my favorite channels. Of course, I have several favorite artists, but Adam and Steph are some of my favorite artists. And then we have one more picture by Adam up here. At this point, I think this is when I started to try and branch out and use different styles from different tutorials that I watched. And the two tutorials that I used were How to Draw Noses by Sarah Tapes. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name. I don't really watch her channel, but I found her nose tutorial, and I found it really helpful. And then I also watched a video by Hello Alice, which I am subscribed to her. She is one of my favorite artists. And I actually did meet her at a con, which was really cool. But I watched a tutorial on noses from her, and these two tutorials really helped me with how I draw my noses now. Sorry if the angle of the camera's a bit weird. So, this is kind of just a face I drew, trying to see how the eyes and the nose work together. The nose actually still looks a little wonky because I was still developing it. And I used to draw heads really blocky and wide. It's weird. Over here, I went back to the Skillshare class, and I was learning how to draw lips. And I think lips were never much of an issue for me. Noses were always an issue for me. But, yeah. These are my lips. This is the Skillshare class, and they were just she was just talking about expressions and using these kind of lines for the eyebrows and the mouth. And I don't use this technique, but I used it on these couple pages, and it looks pretty good. It's really weird because they're just disembodied faces, but that's okay. Now, here is just heads. This is when I first started actually drawing heads with a circle and then connecting the chin. And that is how I really learned how to draw. This is how I draw heads all the time, with the circle and then the chin. This was some hairstyles I found on Pinterest that I decided to draw to practice hair. These are some accessories. A list of accessories I could add to characters. And then this is one of, still to this day, I really like this drawing. This is a picture of a pirate lady that I drew. And I think it turned out really cool. You can see the head's really weird and wide and blocky, but I think it's a good drawing. I actually like this quite a bit. And then I was still practicing. It says pig on the top because my brother thought her nose looked like a pig, which is rude because I think she looks incredible. Again, weird head shape. And this came out of my book for whatever reason, so it's still in there. This is Luna Lovegood. I was practicing capturing likenesses. I like how this turned out, but I have a better picture in my current sketchbook of Luna. Now, here comes anatomy. The other struggle, other than noses. This was okay, actually. This anatomy was actually pretty good. This was a disaster. And I moved on trying different body types. and they just didn't look good. I drew this really weird, emaciated, creepy one, and I don't like it. This one is awful. I really do not like this one. Hands are a problem future me gets to deal with. It's a disaster, dude. And then there's this one. This one turned out weird as well. It was like, I don't even know. And then I did this one of Lavender Town, who I'll also link. There's going to be a bunch of links in the description. Lavender Town's Cartoon Anatomy. Her video, and I'll link that video in the description. Torso shapes. I got the idea to maybe start by basing bodies off of the torso shape, like a skinny rectangle, a pear, a squat pear, all these different ones. And I used the pear and the hourglass the most, and the large hourglass too. So these are all some of the shapes I came up with, and then here are some more shapes that I came up with for the body type. I don't really use most of these, but yeah. This is legs. I started to get good at legs. It's crazy. And arms. And then this is when I first drew a body that I was happy with. So I was excited. Visibly excited. Here is another body. And it's this. So I'm really bad at drawing guys. And that's one of those things I'm trying to get better at. And I feel like a lot of artists struggle with this. A lot of artists really just prefer to draw girls, and it's a weird thing. And yeah, but I tried to draw a dude, and it didn't really turn out, but it's okay. Oh no. So I was drawing hands, and this one is I drew it on Christmas Eve, yeah, and I thought, oh, that looks kind of like a dead hand, so I drew this, which was awful, and my uncle said, oh, that's festive, so I drew a little Christmas bracelet on it, so, you know, that's just, I'm weird, and then there's little fingers and knuckles down here. Feet, I hate feet, ignore that. So I tried to draw a picture of using everything I've learned in the sketchbook so far, and I realized I suck at clothing. So I started drawing costumes, party girl, surfer is my favorite, suit and tie, and grandma. Grammy is not a very good one, but you know what? We're going to ignore that. These are design elements for the original characters. We're getting towards the end. This is what helped me create my first original character, which you'll see his designs right here. The marker bled through, but his name's Trevor, and I'm not going to say much about him right now because I'm keeping it on the down low, but yeah. And then that's the first character sketch I did of him, and that is his outfit. This is some more character elements for the second OC I made. Their name is Andy. I did the same thing I did last time and designed their clothing over here. And that's the end of the sketchbook. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit longer than my normal videos, so I hope you guys can bear with me. So, yeah. I will see you guys later. I'll see you guys next Friday, actually. So, I'm off script and I'm confused. See you next Friday. Bye!